Hey everybody. So I put up a video, a short clip from my and Dr. Liz Powell's Unfuck Your Polyamory class, and it was just a clip of me bringing up something that I talked about online dating, and a lot of people had some. There were some people who had some responses to it. There were some people who private messaged me about it, and so I wanted to sort of expand on that. So I was talking about like OkCupid, and I guess a lot of this probably goes across the board with a lot of online dating services. Like I don't really use them anymore, and this is like stuff that I had done years ago. But if it's still useful, I want to put it out there in case it's still useful, because I just said that twice. So like my profiles, like my online profiles, I'd always just fill it out with like enough information to sort of gauge like what kind of guy I am, and not like spell out my entire life. I'd be able to break down what kind of media I'm into, what books I'm reading, what movies I'm watching, what TV shows I'm into, the fact that I play video games and what video games I'm into, and that sort of thing. Like enough that we can like gauge a mutual interest, enough that we can have things to talk about, but not enough that you like. I'd give a trailer, but not the whole movie, if that makes sense. And OkCupid had a thing where you answer questions. Like I don't know if it's still. I say they had, as if, because I don't know if they still have it. But like you'd answer certain questions, and it would build up your metric for compatibility. And at some point, I was looking through the questions, and I was answering every question because I wanted to like tighten my percentages. And there was a question that was something like, in a certain light, would an apocalypse be beautiful, or something like that? Would a like nuclear war be beautiful in a certain light, or something like that? And I was like, you know what? I don't know that I want, whether I find a partner or not, I don't want it to be based on that question. And then I was like, there's probably a lot of questions like that in there. There's probably a lot of things in there where if I answer 100% of the questions, then like essentially what I'm looking for is myself in my compatibility percentage. And like something I really love about polyamory is how often polyamory in general brings me into range of people who have different kinds of backgrounds or different kinds of interests. Like we have like a lot of the basics in common. We're not like voting against each other's humanity in like upcoming elections or anything like that. It's just but like we're from different walks of life, and we wouldn't have met outside of polyamorous circles and things like that. So like I was like, well, if that's the case, like I don't want to focus in so tight that anyone that I have like a high compatibility with is an identical person, and at the same time, like I don't want to miss out on finding someone based on something silly like that question I just brought up. So I wiped all of the questions out from my OkCupid profile. I wiped them all out, and I only answered the questions that were based on social justice and relationship structure, like polyamory / monogamy. I answered only those questions, and it changed everything in terms of the people I was finding. Where I remember like I found like I gotten into a relationship with someone who when I met her, she was like a 75%, and like we had like enough mutual interest that I was able to spark up a conversation. We went on a few dates, and we had a pretty decent relationship for a while. I found that same person again after wiping and redoing the questions, and she was like a 99%. Basically, once I did that, where I only answered questions based on social justice and polyamory, anyone who was above 80% in my like for the compatibility range, everyone who was above 80% was either polyamorous or an intersectional feminist, and anyone who was above 90% were both. And for me, those were the things that I needed. Those were the non-negotiables. Those were the things that were the most important. Like, we had to have similar politics, and we had to have similar relationship styles. everything else was a non-starter. So then after that, like, not only did it change the percentages, all of a sudden, like, I can look through and see, like, all right, well, I'm only going to look for people 90% and up because, everything else is sort of a non-starter. And then I can just sift through profiles and look for mutual interests. Are we into the same kinds of shows? Are we into, like, is this person into shows that I want to be into? Or am I into shows that, that like are similar to things that they're into and things like that? And then all of a sudden I was having way better, I was having way more success in terms of the people I was looking for. In terms of the people I was looking to date, I had so much better success because, like, I wasn't running into monogamous people. I wasn't running into people who did not respect my identity or humanity. And most importantly, the people who fit both of those bills, people who were polyamorous, people who were intersectional feminists, those folks showed up top. So I just wasn't sifting through people who I wouldn't be able to have a reasonable relationship anyway with. So yeah, it worked out for the best. I ended up getting like more conversation, more engagement, more dates out of that. And like, again, this is some years ago. It's been a while since I've done that, but it's something that that made a lot of sense when I did it. It worked out really well, and I figured I'd bring it up. Like, I brought it up in the Unfuck Your Polyamory classes, and me just putting up a clip sparked some reactions to that. So I was like, let me expand on it a little bit, put it out there, and let people see it. This is the full story of that aspect of it. It was spoken as a clip in our Polyamory 101 class. We have 6 classes for Unfuck Your Polyamory. It's the 101, boundaries, jealousy and compersion, metamors, power dynamics, and something else. But yeah, that's available on bit.ly/uypolyam. I'll post it up as a link in the description and everything like that. But yeah, just wanted to expand on that and let you know what's going on. Later.